Well, the day is finally here. HP's new detachable tablet Chromebook, the X211, is in the house. We've been excited about this device for a long time. We've been tracking it for a long time, and we finally get to open the box and see what it feels like to actually use it in the flesh. Let's jump in. Today's video is brought to you by NordVPN. They're the VPN of choice for millions and millions of users. That's because they're awesome at what they do, and that's keeping your browsing safe and secure whether you're at home or you're out and about. If you'd like to learn more about them and what they do, head over to chromeunbox.com/NordVPN, and there you can learn more and get started today. All right, if you've been around this channel for any amount of time, you likely know my penchant for non-brown cardboard boxes for Chromebooks. And mainly it's just because there's part of the user experience when you go in and buy something like an electronic, that unboxing part of it just conveys something. And when a company takes a little bit more time to make a box that looks a little cooler to go with a device that they think is going to sell well, I don't know, that just speaks a little bit towards what they think about this particular product. And so I appreciate that HP went out of the way to kind of give us a navy box for this navy version of this Chromebook. It comes in a gray that is not available yet, so maybe we'll get a gray box and a navy box that kind of match the color scheme. That would be a kind of cool thing. But anyway, let's get in the box here. And just like expected, inside here, there's different stuff. It's not just plain cardboard. This box reminds me a little bit, kind of the multi-layer approach reminds me a little bit of something like the the Lenovo Chromebook Duet that has multiple pieces, and they kind of figure out a creative way to box it up in there. In here, we've got a standard USB-C brick. I do kind of like these, honestly, at the end of the day. It's easier to plug these into a crowded wall or a crowded surge protector when it's not a big block. So it's not fancy looking, but it'll get the job done. Let's see, so tablet on top here, some illustrations about what you can expect with it. We're going to obviously get into that part in a second. Then we've got so we've got the keyboard and the backing basically here, so the kickstand back. We'll get to that, and then towards the bottom we've got the included USI pen. Interesting, at $599 for this device, when you compare it to other Chromebooks, $599 is getting up there a little bit in price, but as we kind of go through this unboxing, you'll see all the different things that HP's put in this, and the fact that for a nice tablet, which is what we expect here, all aluminum, really high resolution, bright screen, you're getting the keyboard and the kind of a case basically with it. You're getting the USI pen with it as well. It's got a fingerprint scanner. It's got all these kind of bells and whistles that go along with it. So yeah, I may have said early on that not super excited about the Snapdragon 7C inside of here. Maybe as a tablet it feels a little bit different, and this is a lot of stuff in one box for $599. So I think we had an HP stylus. That's a bit of a different pen tip on there. It almost looks very like Apple Pencil like. So we'll see how that behaves. I think the HP stylus we got before kind of flipped up and had a USB-C. This one doesn't need that because you're just going to be able to clip it somewhere to the side of it. We'll obviously try that out here in just a second. And that will give you basically your ability to charge it, and you don't ever have to put it in a silo, or you don't have to think about plugging it into USB-C or any of that stuff, which is kind of cool. So let's look at the keyboard and the back of this thing real quick first. There's that. It's a nice color. Nice, really navy blue color there. Get some of this junk off of here, just so we got some room to work with this bad boy. Okay, slide this off here. And again, this is no surprise if you've seen Chromebook tablets, if you've seen honestly other tablets as well, Android tablets, they usually have a back piece. That thing is sturdy, so a lot of times these back pieces don't feel very sturdy. That's very sturdy. It's got a very sturdy hinge there. Obviously it'll clip onto the back and just give you your widely actuating hinge. So I mean, this thing's going to be able to bend over really far backwards, which is nice to see, because there's a handful of these tablets that don't do that, they'll bend back maybe 45 degrees, and that's kind of all you get. And then we've got the keyboard, which honestly, if you've picked up a like a Surface, the plain Surface Pro keyboards, this feels very much like that. So a little bit flimsy, sure, but again, you got to think about this. This is a case acting as a keyboard, basically. This isn't some firm bottom of a clamshell kind of thing that you're going to hold the device up by. It's a very thin, very simple case. Key travel feels really good. There's a really nice click here. I don't believe it is backlit. And then you've got a pretty substantially large trackpad here that feels glass to me. It has a really good click. We'll see how that works, but this is another one that once you hook it on, this thing actually will hook itself to the bottom of the Chromebook, so it'll kind of stabilize it that way. So we'll see how that works here in just a second. But here's the main thing we all came to see. Oh, let's see what's in here. Paperwork. All right, I'll get that stuff out of here. But this is the main thing you guys came to see, obviously, and that is the actual tablet itself. And yeah, right off the bat, that feels really nice. So HP's brushed aluminum. This feels like the same aluminum that's on the X360 14C. It feels like the same type of aluminum that would be on devices like Asus's newest 14-inch Chromebook, the CX5400. Just that really nice brushed aluminum, just nice soft touch feel to it, not a lot of glare, and it's really, I'm fingerprinting the screen now, but it's really not fingerprinting anywhere here. You got that sweet new HP logo in the camera. Really, really nice aesthetic. Super thin too. So, I mean, think basic, you know, your iPads of the world, that kind of thinness. And then the whole thing comes in at a little over 2 pounds with everything connected. But this has to be, we'll measure it for the review and stuff, but I would say this is just barely over 1 pound, even if that. Very, very manageable in one hand, which is awesome because we're going to talk about this in a second, but a 3x2 screen, quad HD, so plenty of pixels. The screen's going to look good, almost guaranteed. Some speakers up top here, and then around the side you have a slot, I believe, for expanded storage. In some models, this slot will actually act as your SIM tray. So there's going to be LTE models of this. I think it's a combo tray here, and we'll have to pop that out and see. And then you get a volume rocker, 2 USB Type-C ports, which is nice to see on a tablet. It'd be kind of cool if they were on both sides, but they're not. And then over here, you've got what looks like the kind of area where the pin probably is going to connect. Yeah. And so that is where wireless charging will happen. Works both ways, it looks like. Wireless charging will happen for that pin, and it is really on there too. So you don't have to worry about that coming off. Along the bottom, you've got some pogo pins and spots for the keyboard alignment, but that's about it, honestly, for the outside. Oh, sorry, and the power button up here, which also is supposed to have a fingerprint sensor on there, and then your dual array microphone. So again, just as a piece of hardware, picking it up, this thing feels really, really good. So before we move on to actually powering it up and stuff, I want to actually put all the pieces together here. So slap the back on. Ooh, that was a nice click. Let's see. I just want to see how. Oh yeah, man, that's some serious magnetry. Goodness gracious. Okay, that thing, once it goes on, it is not coming off easily, which is good. We've seen on other Chrome. Ooh, that woke it up. We've seen on other Chromebooks where doing that, where the back panel that's acting as the kickstand part is a little wobbly. And honestly, as often as you're probably going to reach down and do that right there to set it down, you don't want that to be wobbly, and that is not. That's on there so strong that it almost feels like part of the actual tablet. That's really well done. And there's even a magnetic click there too to kind of hold that in place. So that feels nice. No rough edges.
Activate Chromebox, the built-in screen reader
I don't.
for Chrome OS.
I don't.
If so
obviously we're going to have to go set this thing up so that we can kind of get logged in here. I'm trying to keep all that quiet for just a second. Decent connection there. All these things matter with these detachables. I mean, when it comes down to it, you're going to be doing what I'm doing right now a lot. You're going to be popping the kickstand out. You're going to be getting the keyboard out. And as I said before, this one has the trick of locking into place there. And again, what that's going to do is basically cut down on the rotation you have left and right on this thing versus if it was down here, it's got a lot of wobble there to it. It's not a huge magnet there on that part, but it's going to get the job done as far as holding things in place. And then once we get it all put together, you kind of get this really nice looking laptop-ish device, and you can just fold it up and be ready to go. Let's see if the keyboard holds in place. Nope. I always wish they would make the magnet. Yeah, there's a slight hold there, but not a ton. But when you're holding it this way, I remember with the Pixel Slate, the whole keyboard would just kind of wobble all over the place. That magnet down there is probably holding it in place a little bit better. This feels really good in the hand. The entire thing all put together now is a little more hefty, a little more substantial now once you add these pieces on, but it feels good, and that's going to protect the overall device. And ultimately, if you want it in tablet mode, pull this thing off, you're going to have to wrench this bad boy a little bit, and then boom, you're back to your normal tablet. Set that stuff aside. When you're ready to pick it back up, pop it all back on, let the magnets align things, and you are ready to go. Okay, now that we've gotten through all that stuff and we've kind of transformed our way into an actual Chromebook setup here, I'm actually going to turn it on, get logged in, and look at just a couple things really quickly. I can tell you already, just looking at the screen a couple times, the screen on this thing looks awesome. It's supposed to be 400 nits, Quad HD, 3x2, 11 inches. I think this is like the perfect size for a tablet. I think it's big enough to still get some work done. I already love just looking at it right now. And again, it's giving me all sorts of Microsoft Surface vibes. I don't know if that's what HP was after, but it's definitely doing that. It feels high end. It looks really great. So yeah, let me get logged in. That'll give me a chance to type on the keys for just a minute and get back to you on what all that stuff feels like. All right, so we're in setup, and I can tell you that just from going through the setup process, the keyboard and trackpad on this thing feels really good, at least on a desk anyway. The sound of the keys is actually not too bad for, you know, tablet keyboards can kind of sound clacky sometimes. It's got a satisfying sound to it. They feel great. The click is really good. The trackpad clicks are really nice. The feel of it, the smoothness of it is really good. Like for a tablet folio style keyboard, I'm pretty impressed here. I think this is pretty nice. And then additionally, the pen, you know, magnetizes right here just like you'd expect, and it grabs right on there. And so it's going to have a nice place to live and charge while it's sitting up here, which is awesome. The screen is equally impressive at 3x2. The aspect ratio is 3x2, but it's a 1440 panel. I don't remember the exact resolution, but I know it's 1440 pixels this way. Whatever you got to cut off in order to get to 3x2 as far as an aspect ratio, but it's super bright. I mean, it says 400 nits. It might be over that. We have it cranked down so low right now so that we don't blow up the shot. We're maybe 1 or 2 notches above it being completely turned off. And so that's really pretty awesome. If I lock this thing, let's see if I can get to the lock screen. You can see we set up the fingerprint scanner and it works. Just one little tap right there on the power button. Again, just a nice feature. And it just feels like this thing's full of all kinds of nice features. And though it's got the Snapdragon 7C inside, I know it's not going to just blow my mind with performance. There's a lot going on here that I really like, and a lot I think that most people are going to really benefit from. You've got a 5 megapixel camera here and an 8 megapixel camera on back, so you're going to get better than 1080p quality from your front facer. So for all those video calls and stuff like that, you've got plenty of megapixels going there. Obviously, we'll test the camera on the back as well. But you've got 8 megapixels there for scanning documents and all that kind of stuff. And maybe, who knows, maybe outside taking a picture or two. I can go and guarantee you that indoors, a Chromebook is not going to do well with any kind of capture. Oh, and one other thing. HP said with this, they were going to include 2 apps that we're going to launch exclusively with this. So Cursive and HP Quick Drop. Quick Drop we actually already kind of found and did a whole video about that. But you can see Quick Drop is installed out of the box, and so is Cursive. So this is Google's own app for handwriting. I have not even tried to set it up. I'm not going to go through that. We'll probably do a whole video about this app, hoping that as a PWA, so this is a web-driven, web-based application that eventually Google said will work on any Chromebook with a USI stylus. It just happened to launch on this first. But we're hopeful that this is a really, really good inking experience. And ultimately, there have been some decent Android apps along the way, Squid being one of them. Google's own Keep has always been okay at handwriting. There's just always been something a little missing from handwriting on Chromebooks, at least for me. I'm not a great writer when it comes to using, like putting pen on paper. I have a hard time making legible marks just on a piece of paper. So it really needs to be good for it to work for me to actually take notes on a screen. So I'm interested to see if Cursive lives up to that, because a lot of this comes down to software. But ultimately, we've got this device in hand now. It's got a decent keyboard. It's got an awesome build quality, good cameras, fingerprint scanner, rechargeable USI stylus that recharges right here on the outside. and all kinds of really cool bells and whistles, nice build quality, fantastic screen. I mean, that's kind of the formula for a great overall Chromebook experience, but it's a tablet and it's running the Snapdragon 7C, so we probably need some time to figure out if this thing's really going to live up to a $600 price tag. Now, HP puts stuff on sale all the time, I know that, and so if this drops down to $500 or $450 like for the holidays, that's insane, honestly, when you consider that the Duet is $300 and the CM3 detachables $370, I think. If it gets down into that kind of price range where it's $100 more than that, I can already tell you, as far as just from a build quality standpoint, screen, and the way this thing feels in the hand, it's got a leg up on those tablets. And the 7C does outperform those tablets as well for everyday tasks, but there's a lot of stuff we got to test. I got to see if this thing lives up and to the hype and actually fills in the gap of what a Chromebook can do for me, like on the weekends or when I go home at night. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work out for me or not, but you'll have to stay tuned to find out. But that's it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, head down there and hit that subscribe button, and make sure to ring the notification icon as well if you'd like to be alerted when we make future videos like this, including the review of this particular tablet. Until next time, we'll see you.